Alright guys, so welcome back to Neo's Workshop. I'm going to be going over my Team Wars runs from this morning. Well, afternoon. I woke up late. But anyways, I'm going to be going over them, see what I can show you guys that I learned from using this deck. So, let's go with the first game. So we had no removal cards, and we had Grand Wizard Cartman and Sizzler Stuart. Ended up being like the biggest key players or cards in this deck, and being very patient and knowing how to take out the enemy Cartman was what paid off the best for me. And on this first game, I quickly realized that. So, and definitely you'll see this player in particular, he makes the mistake that he way overinvests in trying to keep his Cartman alive, and then he lost the game because of that. So like this right here, and then he does a regen, I think. Yeah. So he just spent between rats and the regen 7 energy for a card that was already gonna die. And then from then on, I mean, Sizzler Stuart, once he gets 2-3 hits in, there's just almost no stopping him. So if your opponent does not have the card levels that you do, it's once you take care of that Cartman, it's kind of easy to just run over your opponent. So there we go, easy first game. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right. So like I was saying, trying taking out that Cartman is obviously the biggest pick with this deck, the biggest move you can make. And what I ended up trying to do every time was simply using the trap, the chomper, the freeze from the Grand Wizard Cartman, and the freeze from Sizzler, all combined to try and get like an almost 10-second freeze on the enemy Cartman. I was also unfortunate to find out that the token charge doesn't do anything on the critters. For some reason I thought that would work, but now that I think about it, his effect is only for negative effects, so I guess that makes sense why that wouldn't work. But that just sucks. That would have been a great counter, but whatever. Anyways, just being patient like always, waiting for my tank to then build a push behind him.
Life is pain, and then you die.
I did see him playing the new cards, so I was not too concerned about this game. I figured it was going to be a pretty easy game. And the drone, like always, he's a mega tank in my opinion. He's super useful. And especially at max 5, he's surprisingly strong. So now with a level 1 Grand Wizard, I knew I had that in the back. His bomb, his bomb just like, I don't know, just warmed up my units. It didn't do much. And like I said, Stuart, all he needs is like 2 or 3 hits, and that's it. He's off to the races. So keep that in mind. All right, let's move on to the next game. All right. So in this last game, I found myself at the beginning struggling with the card cycling at the beginning. Like there were cards I just didn't want to play so early. Except for Cartman. So always want to start with the fattest, slowest unit to build the push behind. I also found in my alt account, even though he got trampled almost completely, the alien drone helped counter Sizzler Stuart a couple of times. So you know, you can use him as a tank, the drone, and yeah, the Stuart is getting buffed at the time, but if your drone is strong enough, it can probably take a few hits, and then the drone is weakening the Stuart. So unless it's a level 4 Stuart, then he's most likely gonna shit on you. But a drone was a pretty good counter against him. And then here, like I said, like I kept trying to cycle the cards. So then I just finally played something, and then I finally got the Sizzler Stuart. And like I said earlier, I ended up using the Chomper just to completely try and freeze the Cartman as long as possible, and just have him finished off. And having a maxed out level 4 Cartman just I mean, he's been walking there since the beginning of the game, and I don't think he dies. And then after that, I mean, it was game over a while ago. Man, that Sizzler Stuart is no joke. So yeah, guys, so now I'll show you one of the runs that I was able to win on my second account, and that'll be it for today. Alright, so probably the toughest game, because the other three I just got completely run over by level 4 Cartmans and level 4 Sizzler Stuarts and stuff like that, so kind of a crappy hand for my taste to start with, but whatever. So I decided to just start with something that has a charge in case I need to use it.
How's the conformity going?
So that could have probably been played a little bit better. Could have maybe had the Stuart go more for the Cartman, but luckily, I don't know how that glitch happened, but his Cartman's charge did not blow up, so that was fortunate. Again, freezing the Cartman with a Chomper, and immediately throwing the rats at him. Even with a regen, he wasn't able to get the charge off. I mean, then again, he's also level 2, but you know, for the levels I have on my second account, that definitely helped. So then from this point on, there I just built a big energy advantage. It was a good trade, so I kind of made back on the Sizzler Stuart mistake. And then here we should have both just let the field reset, but that was his second mistake. He shouldn't have done this part. So then I probably gave it a little too much time, but actually paid off. Because he totally missed his Sizzler. So, and then here, that Chomper, I tried to put it on purpose in between the 2 units. You can't hit 2 units with 1 Chomper, so just keep that in mind. It needs to be placed right at the right time. That's probably the most important part, so it can trigger and hit both units. So I was able to clear out those 2 units without taking any damage to the Stuart, and then from then on I just have a massive energy advantage. So I'm able to keep Stuart here alive to take 2 bars. And from here on out, just maintain a stalemate in the middle and just keep it from getting to my side. There's only 30 seconds left, so running out the clock on this kind of advantage isn't going to be a big deal. So there, I used the drone to try and tank a little bit while I spawned the rats, and I took them out. I took out the Grand Wizard Cartman. There you go. The only one I was able to do this week on my alt account, but whatever. I do seem to do a lot better on my alt account when there's no legendaries. That's usually when I'm able to win. Like all 3 games. Especially because, I don't know why, but on my alt account I tend to get much higher ranks to play against and people with better cards than I get on my main account. So But anyways, guys, the only tips I can offer you for this week, definitely focus on that Grand Wizard Cartman. Make sure you play it right to take him out. And once you take him out, Sizzler Stuart, you just have to catch him early. You can't let him ramp up. You gotta focus on those 2 cards the most. You can take a little bit more time with the Cartman, but once he gets to your side, that's when he becomes really dangerous. If you can fight him and defeat him in the middle, it's the best. And always time it right, because you need to use 2, 3, 4 card combos in order to kill him efficiently, and especially if you want to kill him in between charges. You don't want him to let off of a charge, because then that, if you put rats, rats is a really big melting card against any tank. So if he blows away your rats, you just waste it for energy or for no reason. So just be patient, let off his charge, build your energy, so then in between charges you can put 2, 3, or 4 cards on him and take him out and melt him down that way. So, and then Stuart, like I said, do not underestimate him, even if he's a level below your Sizzler Stuart, because once he ramps up, he can be pretty dangerous. So, and unless you have a Grand Wizard Cartman that can take a lot of damage, he's gonna melt anything else just stupid quick. Okay, so thank you for watching, like always, and any comments or any feedback is always appreciated. So let me know how anything else I can say during the videos. I'm always willing to hear some feedback. So if you guys have any, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys next time.